Hello and welcome.
Oh,
My name is Tom Williams, and this,
I'm Iestyn.
yeah, well done. Well, you
Thank
did
you.
well there. You did well there.
Yeah, it's all right. Not bad.
This is episode 1 of our films, chats, and directors and stuff.
There we go. That's the title.
Film
Films, chaps,
chats.
directors, and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the title.
There's plenty of
Put
stuff
on
in
the
this one.
thumbnail.
Today we're covering Steven Spielberg, and we'll be talking
Spielberg.
about Jaws, Jurassic Park, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and E.T. the Extraterrestrial in detail, as well as loads of other stuff that he's directed and produced, and just about the bloke in general a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Just good old Steve.
Jolly Steve. He seems a nice bloke.
So let's start with Spielberg. What do you
Right.
think of Spielberg's
Well,
work, honestly? Give me
honestly,
no holding back.
I've got to say, right, he's pretty consistent, right?
Yeah.
You rarely get a bad film off him,
Yeah.
I think. Although, saying that,
Warhorse. And
Saying
Crystal
that-
Skull.
and every film he's directed
Since Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Which was, what, 15
But
years ago?
apart
Yeah.
from that,
Yeah. I mean,
he's all right.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
in the 70s, 80s, 90s, he was,
Yeah.
he was just,
he was
unstoppable.
in his prime,
yeah, for 30
Um,
years, which not many people
yeah.
were.
and then he sort of lost it. Then
Where would he
after
rank in your
Schindler's.
all-time directors list?
Ooh, he's in the top 10, isn't he?
I think he's, yeah, I'd say, because Jaws, Jurassic Park, and Raiders of the Lost Ark are like 3 of my favourite films, especially Jaws. Jaws is like, whoa.
Jaws
for
is
me.
my favorite. I like Jaws.
But I'd say maybe top 5 at a push,
Ooh.
considering how many great films he's made.
Yeah. And then again, I feel like he's just made a lot of films rather than.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not a good director.
No, I mean he's done a lot of decent films rather than a little bit of amazing ones. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I get what you mean.
Mhm.
So you said Jaws is your favorite. I'd probably agree with you there.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of his earlier ones, wasn't it? Wasn't it his third feature, maybe?
It was his
Third, because he had Firelight
like
and then
that.
he had Sugarland Express.
Yeah, but Jaws was his proper
Yeah, yeah.
big old.
And I think it was really a big turning point for the movie industry. Don't you agree? With all the practical effects and stuff that we used.
First summer blockbuster, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Although I must say, I think what he did Jaws,
right.
and he thought, I don't know what he thought after that. He thought, I like sharks, now I like aliens, and he made Close Encounters.
Well, if you ever wanted expert opinions, Iestyn Jones is here to provide them.
I am lacking in vocabulary currently. I can't speak.
Don't worry, mate. You did well.
Thank you.
Not really. Basically, also 1941. I forgot about that. That's really bad, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
You tell me.
It was meant to be his like Doctor Strangelove, but
Right.
it's really bad. Don't bother.
Oh, well.
Anyway,
There we go.
sorry.
That's
Now-
disappointing.
Steven Spielberg, right? He's made a lot of great films, but we just said his first real great one, 1975, Jaws.
Jaws.
It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it stars Roy Scheider.
Of course,
Richard...
it was directed by Steven
yes,
Spielberg.
I know.
Tom.
You just
We are
ruined my
discussing
fucking thing.
Steven Spielberg, man.
Can you just let me read my thing, please?
read your thing?
Next, from now on, right? You don't interrupt my
Right.
thing, all right?
All
It's
right,
always-
I won't interrupt your thing.
Right. We got to
So
stop
stop saying that it was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Jaws came out in 1975, was directed by Steven Spielberg, and starred Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss. All of them, none of them were really big names, really, were they?
Not
at the
really,
time?
no.
It was only an $8 million budget, so
No. Yeah.
What do you mean no?
I
It
don't know
was.
why I said no.
It
I was
was an
supposed
$8
to say
million
yeah.
budget.
I was supposed to say yeah, but I said
Um,
no instead.
yeah,
But yeah,
$8 million budget and some quite unknown actors, really. I mean, what do you think was it that hit home?
I think it was just. I think the music was great.
Yeah, but
I
that's not
thought
the
the
only thing, is it?
music.
Come on.
No.
No.
All right, let me take you through it one by one. If I could say 6 points at once, I would,
Do it.
but I can't.
Do it.
So, there we go.
Sorry,
Right.
what?
Combination of music, acting,
Right.
cinematography,
The fucking dolly zoom shot. That's enough
the
for me.
dolly zoom shot. That's a good dolly zoom
We'll get to
shot.
that later. We'll get to that later.
There's I don't know. The scares. It was quite scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was surprisingly violent for a 12 rated film.
What I would say is that it was probably one of the first films that realized, maybe unintentionally, that the less you show the monster, the scarier it is.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was, the only reason they didn't show the monster much is because the rubber shark looked so terrible, which I find hilarious. Like, it unintentionally dawned something in cinema, which is great.
Yeah. I've got to say one thing, and I'm going to just go away from Jaws just for a second, because I was going to say, right, one thing that Steven Spielberg did to me, especially as a child,
scared the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah. Scared the living daylights out of me. Like, Jaws was petrifying, right? I watched it, right?
Yeah.
About 6 months ago.
Mm.
I bricked myself, right?
I was watching it with you.
It was so violent.
I was watching it with you, mate.
I know.
Yeah.
It was scary. The same thing has to be said for Jurassic Park.
Which we'll get to later. Don't say it now.
Yes.
All right.
But that scared the shit out of me as well.
And the funniest thing is,
that's what it did.
Yeah. The funniest thing is, Jaws came out on Boxing Day, which I find absolutely hilarious. Like, just following Christmas, everyone's happy, throws out a monster movie, and just scares everyone to death. Brilliant.
Yeah. Because why not?
Now, let's get deep into Jaws. What is your favourite scene? And who is your favourite character?
Right. Favourite scene? I've got to think now, right? Because there wasn't really a favourite scene.
I could think of a couple.
There's a lot of good scenes in it. I can't think of a favourite scene right now.
Really? You got to think of one. Come on.
I've got to think of one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember them though, because there's so many good scenes. I think I've got a couple favourite scenes. I like the scene when that fella gets eaten on the boat,
Quint.
And he comes in. Quint.
Yeah. That fella.
Jolly Quint.
Yeah.
Jolly Quint gets dragged into the sea.
Yeah, because you expect him to be the hero as well. That's another thing that's great. Because he's such a badass in it.
Yeah. And he's taken away so quickly. And you're like, Jesus. And that was the scary bit for me.
Really?
Because it was ridiculously violent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In comparison to the rest of the film.
Right, yeah.
What I also liked was the scene when it was on the beach and it was just before the dolly zoom.
Right, when
it cuts between all the different characters.
It's bait and switching, in it. Yeah.
Who's gonna die? And it's the kid. The most unexpected person to die is the kid.
Yeah, I swore it was going to be the dog.
Holy moly!
I would put money on it being the dog.
Yeah. And it wasn't the dog?
Yeah. So I think you've missed my favourite scene there.
What's your favourite scene?
My favourite scene has to be when they're all on the boat and they're all really drunk and they're singing together and they're comparing scars. And Quint has that speech about the USS Indianapolis. That speech is top 5 speeches of all time.
Oof.
Top 5.
Nice.
I think it was perfectly written.
Oh,
and the delivery was on point.
Yeah.
And I also love the small thing of how Brody lifts his shirt and looks at his appendix scar. and it's so subtle, and it's like that's what Spielberg does well. He, as we were shown by the really bad one, 1941. Yeah, he can't write straight up comedies, but he can weave comedy into more serious films and make it work in smaller quantities, which I think is cool.
Yeah. I think the film definitely benefited from Peter Benchley and Cal Gottlieb's screenplays because Gottlieb. I apologize.
I'm not sure. I'm guessing, mate. I don't know.
But I think that was definitely a big portion of how it was so successful.
Yeah.
It was just because the dialogue was brilliant.
Who was your favourite character?
My favourite character was...
Or your favourite performance, if you want.
I know what it was. It was the... So, they catch the shark.
Oh, no, you're not saying this. No, I'm not letting you...
No,
I'm not letting you say this.
Tom, please.
You're a disgrace.
Right.
I'm going to play the clip now, and then they can watch it for themselves. You don't need to explain it. Just shut up, and we'll move on. All right? We'll move on.
Deep throat, Pratt. Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
He sounds like Michael Jackson, and he just turns around.
All right, okay, we get it. Okay. Moving on. Who's your genuine favourite character?
Oh, I loved. I thought Roy Scheider did a really good job.
Yeah,
but I think
I thought he was not as good as the other two. Really, I thought he was great.
Oh.
But I thought Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss were just amazing.
I think I liked Richard Dreyfuss just because of his character. Personally, I thought he was my favourite character and he was my favourite performance just because he was much more the most likable of them all.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's the most likable. I thought he was a snarky little shit. I'd say Roy Scheider was definitely the most likable.
I liked him.
Richard Dreyfuss was his performance was great because he's just such a stuck-up asshole, and all the little subtle things. Interestingly, Richard Dreyfuss and Robert Shaw did not get along on set, which really helped that sort of feud between them, which I think is pretty cool. You hear about that a lot when characters don't like each other, and the actors tend to not like each other, which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd definitely say my favourite performer was Richard Dreyfuss. I think he stole the show, really. I would say my favourite character is probably Martin Brody, though. He was great. Or his little son that's playing in the sand, and you think he's going to get killed. He's so cute. Yeah,
because he was such an essential character to the plot.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Speaking of that, I really love the scene where, again, Spielberg is like really good with subtle little things of how Brody's with his little son and they're just messing around. And I can't remember what it was, but it was like they were covering his eyes or something. And then, do you remember? You know what scene I'm on about? Just before Richard Dreyfuss comes to his house with a bottle of wine, and he's with his little son.
Yeah.
And and that scene that wasn't in the script, but Spielberg saw Roy Scheider and the little kid doing that on set, and he was like, "I want that in the film," which I think is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now,
that's really cool.
Let's talk about some casting stories that I've collected in my research.
Oh,
so
let's hear some stories.
Richard Dreyfuss originally said he didn't want to be in the film. He said it was a film I'd love to watch, but not to make. Which I thought was...
What do you think changed his mind?
Interesting question. I think it was probably the money.
His mind? That was most probably it.
Yeah. He wasn't exactly drowning in opportunities, was he?
No. Bless him.
But this is a really funny one.
Right.
Originally, Steven Spielberg offered the role of Brody to the man who convinced him to make Jaws, Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall turned it down because he thought it would make him too famous. And Steven Spielberg Then Robert Duvall asked if he could play Quint, and Steven Spielberg said, "No, you're too young." How mental is that? He said, "I don't want to be Brody because I thought it'll make me too famous," and he's 10 times more famous than Roy Scheider is, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
You don't find it funny? All right, cool. I'll move on.
I don't find it funny. It's not a funny story, Tom.
I thought it was funny. Just whatever.
Well, left to yourself.
Another interesting one is that Steven Spielberg wanted Charlton Heston to play Martin Brody, which is cool. Interesting question, right? To bring up,
right?
If Charlton Heston was in Jaws, right? Do you think it would be a more famous role than Ben-Hur or Planet of the Apes?
Ooh. Probably not, because Ben-Hur and Planet of the Apes are like cult classics.
Yeah, but
right.
I think Jaws is up there with Ben-Hur. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's up there with Ben-Hur, but I'd say Planet of the Apes.
No, I say Planet of the Apes is below both of them. I think Jaws is a bigger thing than Planet of the Apes, personally.
No, when he's on the beach. You know what I'm on about? He's on the beach.
Yeah,
he crunches the sand.
Another interesting thing is, perhaps we wouldn't have got this if Charlton Heston was playing Brody. You're going to need a bigger boat. Completely ad-libbed.
Ad-libbed?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know why he was ad-libbed, though?
Because it wasn't in the script.
Yes. Also, it used to be a big old joke with the cast that they needed a bigger boat because they had so much like stuff needed to be on it, like the cameras and rigs.
You've just beaten me there.
So that was the joke. Yep.
So, he was trying to do a gag take. Are you trying to say? And that they just used it.
Well, he wasn't trying to make it, but
that's pretty cool.
I guess. Yeah. That's an interesting.
Some other little tidbits.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg originally, when he spoke to John Williams and heard the score, he just laughed in his face and said, "Are you serious?" He asked him if he was serious, and then he said, "No, trust me." He said, "Oh, all right." He was expecting something a lot more swashbuckly, which we saw in some of the scenes. I don't remember how it goes, but there's some of the scenes where they're just searching for the shark with the barrels and all that. They got very Pirates of the Caribbean-esque score. This is a cool one. You know the scene where they go up to the sand and then there's an arm in the sand at the start of the girl who was who was killed.
Yeah.
They used a prop arm, and Spielberg said, "No, that's too fake." So they buried one of the female crew members under the sand and made her do the take.
Wow,
which is pretty funny. Again, you don't find it funny. Sure, cool.
I apologise.
I thought this would be comedy gold right here. Steven Spielberg named the shark Bruce after his lawyer, which is probably the most interesting fact you're ever going to hear.
Yeah. What do you think that Bruce of Finding Nemo was named after the shark in Jaws?
Obviously.
Yeah. All right then. Thank you for answering.
I mean, if it's not now, I'm going to be an idiot. But you know what? Yes, it was. I'm telling you,
yes, it was. There we go.
There aren't coincidences like that. Who calls a shark Bruce for no reason? That's what I'm going to say.
I know. You've made a valid argument.
This is my favourite one. You know when the shark prop was first built, the first time they put it in the sea, it sank to the bottom, and divers had to jump in and rescue it and salvage this prop.
That's amazing. The first shark prop drowned.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really
I had one funny fact. I'm proud of myself.
There we go.
And this is my last one. It's one of only 5 horror movies to be nominated for Best Picture. Can you name the other 4?
Right.
I'll give you 4 guesses.
Right. Okay. Let me think. Horror films, because The Shining isn't one.
No, that got a Razzie nomination. I'm pretty sure.
Let me think. Come
on, Iestyn, speed up.
I can't think of horror films. The Thing.
No, definitely
okay. Wait, a Best Picture, not now.
Best Picture, yes.
Bloody hell.
There's another 4. Do I just tell you?
Just tell me.
In chronological order, The Exorcist in 1973.
Oh, bloody hell. Why didn't I think of that?
Silence of the Lambs in
Oh,
1991.
of course.
The Sixth Sense in 1999.
Yes.
And Black Swan in 2010.
Black Swan?
Yes, of course. What do I think of that? Black Swan.
Black Swan?
Yeah.
No, that was a horror. It was just a bit of a weird one.
Well, I mean, it was horrifically weird, I suppose.
Yeah.
Classic
Darren
Aronofsky.
Your boy.
Right, so Jaws, mate. Just give me your overall final thoughts on Jaws.
My final thoughts on Jaws. Jaws is,
and I want to give you a rate. Want you to give it a rating out of 10 for me.
Out of 10. All right then. Well, Jaws, I think, is a very good film. It's definitely influential, right, on the film industry.
Iconic, definitely.
It made the most out of filmmaking as an art form.
Yeah.
And it created art around it, because there's a scene just as the boat is sinking, and you just see the silhouette behind this big pink and orange sky. That looks so good.
Right, so you're going to base your review on one shot. Brilliant.
No, it's not just that shot. There's a lot of good
shots
shots in the film.
I think this is probably one of Spielberg's best films visually, I'd say.
Visually, yes. But we haven't seen Ready Player One yet. And by the trailers...
Yeah, that's true.
That looks...
Even if the film's dog shit, it'll be great visually. Yeah. It's definitely getting a visual effects Oscar. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Jaws amazing. Right? You know the Iron Giant is in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vin Diesel is voicing it.
Is he really?
Yeah, Vin Diesel voicing the original Iron Giant.
That's cool. That's not what we're meant to be talking about, but...
No. But hey, Vin Diesel's back as the Iron Giant, y'all.
You sure?
Yeah. Tell your nan. Tell your parents. Tell everyone you know. Vin Diesel is back as the Iron Giant.
Didn't know that.
I am turned.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
What? I read that he was.
Ah, you fucked that up, mate.
No, shut up.
Look on his IMDb. Look on his IMDb.
No, that doesn't make sense, because look at the Ready Player One IMDb. And it says in the trivia, Vin Diesel reprised the voice of the Iron Giant 19 years after voicing the character in Brad Pitt's The Iron Giant.
All right, fine. I'll give you that. Anyway, Jaws. What are you going to give it out of 10?
9.
9.
9.
Okay.
9 out of 10.
That was a terrible review. I knew more about Ready Player One from that review than from Jaws.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna say, right, it is perhaps the greatest monster movie of all time.
Whew.
I think.
Let's be honest, there aren't much good monster movies out there, is there?
Alien.
Yeah, that's a sci-fi, you know.
It's a monster movie too.
Yeah, but it's an alien. It's not a monster.
It is.
What defines a monster and what defines an alien?
Something that isn't human chasing humans and humans being scared.
Valid.
Cool. I think it's Spielberg's best film. I want to say by a country mile, but Jurassic Park is definitely up there as well. Yeah, I can't really say enough good things about this film. I think it's perfectly paced. It's perfectly cast. The story's brilliant. I
would like to disagree with you.
Can I finish my review first?
Yes, you can.
I think it was perfectly cast, personally. Apart from that one extra that you're going to mention now.
What?
But yeah, I thought overall, considering the budget that it had and all the problems it had in production, and the fact that it was Spielberg's third film and his other two aren't even noteworthy, I think it deserves a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Fair play. Fair play. No, I was going to disagree with you on the pacing bit. I think once they hop in the boat, they go out, it gets a bit slow.
No way!
Just a bit.
They're building up the bromance, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Because they all hate each other and then they start liking each other.
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
Slow, oh, it's not slow. Oh, man. You've really annoyed me now.
Well, I apologise for triggering you, Tom, but...
You're not entitled to an opinion.
I am not.
Wow, that's actually shocked me. Well, that is Jaws.
That's Jaws. Well, next on the agenda is Raiders of the Lost Ark. 1981 was the release, starring Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, Paul Freeman, John Rhys Davies, Ronald Lacey.
And Alfred Molina.
And Alfred Molina. That's true.
Tell me about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'll tell you what it's about. It's about Harrison Ford, right? He's chased by a big round ball at the start, right?
Nice.
And all of a sudden, he bumps into some Nazis in the Arab desert, finds a bunch of ghosts locked in a box, and kills 3 Nazi leaders at the same time. So...
It sounds like a drug trip version of Inglourious Bastards.
It's a bit, yeah. It's Inglourious Bastards on crack.
I mean, Inglourious Bastards already is on crack, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's. I think this is probably on methamphetamine in that case.
Yeah. So, Iestyn.
Yes.
Do you like it, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Do you know what? It's decent.
Ooh.
It's far from a perfect film. It's a good film.
Okay, so we've already strayed away from, sucking the cock of Spielberg
films.
I'm
not sucking Bruce's cock anymore.
Bruce.
I am gently caressing Harrison's. Yeah. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's not gay because he's a shark.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, even if you were gay, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but I'm not gay. So.
All right. So.
It's what I feel with Raiders and how it's different from Jaws is that Raiders went for the entertainment factor, and I think Jaws had a much more, there was a much more love put into Jaws. There was a much more passion behind it, and as much as Spielberg probably had passion for this, I felt like he made it to be some exciting spectacle. He wanted people to come to the theatre. It wasn't made to be a good film. It was made to be an entertaining one.
Ooh, okay.
And it is just by chance that it wasn't bad.
Okay, I'm gonna add something.
All right, you add your comment.
I think you're wrong there, mate.
I'm wrong.
I do agree that I think it was intended to be just an entertainment purely, get people in the cinema, have a good time. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no.
Wrong. But there is nowadays. But that's another story.
That's
I think it's probably one of the top 5 most iconic films of all time. And it is probably one... No, it's not probably. It is the most influential adventure film of all time.
Oh, yeah.
How many people are cast in films as Indiana Jones type characters? A lot, right?
A lot.
And I mean, it's such an easy thing to get behind because it's like some swashbuckling American guy fighting Nazis. Like,
yep.
How to make a
pirate.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a sword.
Swashbuckling isn't always about pirates.
Is it not?
No, it's just adventures and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's just normally associated with pirates, unless I'm wrong, which would be quite bad.
Yeah.
Engage in daring and romantic adventures with bravado or flamboyance. There we go. See? Indiana Jones does that.
He's not flamboyant.
He's bravado. Anyway, all right. He's not bravado. Heroic. He's heroic, all right. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And I feel like Harrison Ford at the time was the big cheese, you know? He had 2 Star Wars films, this, and Blade Runner in the space of 5 years, which is pretty bonkers.
It's pretty impressive.
I agree it's not a perfect film, but it is a film I can watch again and again and again and still get enjoyment out of, which is definitely a good quality. So, tell me some facts about Raiders.
Some facts about Raiders?
Yeah.
Well. Well. There's a scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've probably seen this on every Screen Rant video, on every Watch Mojo video, on every Looper video.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a C-3PO and an R2-D2 etched into a wall.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Because when you said C-3PO, right, I had memories of the Lego Indiana Jones video game.
Yeah.
Where he goes into his bag at the start, yeah? When he's trying to give the skull thing. You know, you know what I mean? And then he picks out a C-3PO head and gives it to him. And then he tries to get away. And I'm like, that's a great reference. But yeah, that's not what you're on about. But yeah, thank you for that fact.
That's in the film. What was also quite funny, which I felt was quite funny, was there's a scene that was choreographed where Indiana Jones was going to go against this swordsman.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was so not bothered that day.
Yeah, I know, I heard, yeah.
That this guy whips out his sword and has a little dance and everything, and he just shoots him.
Mm-hmm.
Not with a real gun, with like a cap gun, but...
That'd be hilarious. Not really.
Would have been,
no.
Well, would it have been funny? I think it would have been funny, because the guy would have just not expected it, and everyone would be like, ha!
But he'd be dead.
Well, he wouldn't be. Well, would he?
If it was a real gun. Him? In the stomach, maybe?
Yeah, it wouldn't be dead.
Well, he might be. You wouldn't appreciate it very much, I know that much.
No, he wouldn't be. No one would appreciate being shot in the gut.
No.
But you know.
Yeah, I really got the impression of Harrison Ford in some of his films where he's just, some days he's so enthusiastic, and some days he's just as the character that he always plays, grumpy and miserable, but awesome at the same time. Yeah, I heard it was a really hot day on that day, and that
I've got another
fact
ill
for
you.
Well. He was really ill. Yeah. That was another thing. Carry on.
Film was originally supposed to be R-rated.
Ooh.
Because the fella's head explodes at the end. But to lessen the blow, it's a good pun. They just put a bunch of layers of fire in front of his face.
Speaking of scaring us as kids, right?
Yeah, that's another bit.
I honestly,
his face melts.
As a kid, the face melt scared me so much more than Jaws.
That was awful.
Jaws was nothing compared to that.
I forgot that. When I was going on about being Spielberg scaring me shitless as a kid, that's another scene.
Yeah.
And his face just starts being crushed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That is such a crazy scene.
Yeah, it's just bonkers, isn't it?
It wasn't necessary, really.
Yeah, it really wasn't, was it? No.
But they did it anyways, because they thought, do you know what? Spielberg's here, we might as well scare some kids.
Yeah.
And there we go. That's what they did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just...
That was mad.
Tell me your favourite scene in the film.
Favourite scene? It's got to be the ending. I've got to say, I love that scene when their heads explode and everything. Because you just don't expect it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where it's so graphic, you just can't look away.
Because
you're just like, holy shit, this is happening.
It reminds me, I mean, the film is nothing like Apocalypse Now, but it reminds me of, in Apocalypse Now, how the last sort of section of it is completely different to the rest of the film.
Oh, yeah.
And you know it was building up to that, but once it happens, you're like, oh my God, what the hell?
Shit the bed.
With the whole using the music and the trippy scenery, it's really...
Yeah. I think, what came out first? Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, 2 years earlier. And, Coppola and Spielberg were close working friends, weren't they?
Yeah, so there must have been a bit of inspiration there.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'd say my favourite scene is probably the opening sort of sequence. That or the truck chase, where he's grabbing on the side of the truck.
Truck chase is good, yeah.
I used to have a Lego set of that, and it was my favourite Lego set. It was so good. But yeah, the opening scene's really good as well. It's so everything that happens in that is iconic to this day. Favorite performance?
Oh, it's got to be the bad guy.
Paul Freeman.
I loved him.
As Belloc?
I think so, yeah. He's the guy with the head that explodes, right?
Well, yeah, him and the fat guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Those are the two villains.
I preferred the guy with the head that explodes. Because he was so menacing. Especially with that fly going into his mouth.
No, I think Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford was... This is probably his best role.
I know, but like, I'm thinking outside the box now. And I'm thinking, do you know what? Harrison Ford was good. But this guy had one shot to make it. He had one shot. He knew he was going to die in this film. And he did it. And it was like, it was great.
Come on, you can't pick him over Harrison Ford, Iestyn. Mate.
I liked him.
Oh,
I liked Harrison Ford.
You've really offended me now.
Jesus, I've offended you in every fucking film. And we've only discussed 2.
Yeah, it's not exactly... We'll eventually make a film where you don't offend me. We'll see.
I hope not.
You hope not?
I hope not.
That you what? I don't know.
I hope I don't offend you in the next film.
Okay. No, I'm not genuinely offended. I'm just surprised because I'm pretty sure 99% of the other people you asked would say Harrison Ford. I would say a close second is definitely Ronald Lacey as Tot.
Oh yeah.
Tot. Who knows?
I don't know.
But I think one of my favorite scenes as well is the bar scene. I forgot about where. Tot gets the burn on his... Is it on his forehead? No, it's on his hand, isn't it?
Oh, in his hand. That's a good scene.
Yeah, why do I think it's his forehead? I just had an image of him taking his hat off and just having a burn mark on his forehead. Yeah. He was really cool, though. He looked so weird. He was always the villain that scared me the most out of the two. Also, John Rhys Davies in a supporting role. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, fair play.
I think I'm just a bit biased because he's Welsh, but
yeah,
you know what? He was good.
Fuck it, he was good.
What didn't you like about the film then?
I don't know. There was just, I felt it had good set pieces,
right?
But like, it just, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? When there's a film and you like
not
it.
Enjoy Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I don't know, Tom. Don't ask me these philosophical questions. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's 10:30. Do you think I know?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
You should.
I just thought it was a reasonable film. And it was, it wasn't.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Mind-bending or mind-blowing. And it's it's cultural and it's got great music in it. But apart from that, it's okay. It's just a good time.
Probably what it was is that neither of us saw it, obviously, when it came out in 1981.
Exactly.
Which is part of the problem, really.
Yeah.
Because we will never know how it felt to see that for the first time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we will when we were kids, but that's not exactly a reasoned thing. We're not going to say, "Oh, yes, the cinematography is brilliant in this picture." It's just,
"Oh, yes,
he's got a nice whip." Oh, well,
yeah,
that sounded really weird.
he's got a nice whip. It's not the first time you've said that, Tom. Don't worry about
3
it.
times today.
3 times.
I'll agree with you. It's not perfect. I thought I'm going to sound like an absolute sexist here, but I think Marion, is the definition of a fake strong female in a film.
Right.
Because there's scenes where she's like an absolute badass, but then there's like defending for herself and stuff, right? But then there's scenes where she's just being an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just like a tag along, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, after recently watching 3 Billboards, I know it's possible to make a strong female in a film that isn't reliant on any men in any way whatsoever.
Whatsoever at all.
But I just didn't think, and her acting wasn't great either, really. Also, I felt that the pacing was not perfect considering it was an action film. One bit I didn't like was when Indy is down in the temple with the Ark, and that sort of just goes on for quite a while, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
Do we really need to see this much?
Yeah.
But I will say, it is one of my favorite adventure films of all time, and I feel like it's nowhere near Jurassic Park and Jaws for me, for Spielberg, but it's still very good as an adventure film. What are you going to score Indiana Jones out of 10?
I scored it a 7 out of 10.
Only a 7.
Only a 7.
I feel like it's a 9 for me because it's so groundbreaking in the adventure genre, and Harrison Ford is one of the most, I don't want to say charismatic because he's not charismatic really, but one of the most likable actors of all time. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
He's one of the great. He's one of the great entertaining actors. In entertaining films rather than critically acclaimed dramas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I grew up with this film as a kid, and I've watched it. I think apart from The Dark Knight, it's probably the film I've watched the most of any film. And that says something of how it stood. I haven't watched it in a year or so now, actually. So probably need to get to that soon.
Gotta have a catch up.
But overall, 9 out of 10. It is quality. And I don't think there's many people on this planet that haven't seen it, to be honest. It's one of those kind of films.
One of them.
But yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Decent.
Nice. Alright then, and next up, we've got E.T., the Extraterrestrial.
Nice.
Released in 1982. Stars Henry Thomas, Drew Barrymore, Dee Wallace, and Peter Coyote.
Coyote,
I don't know why a city like that, but a city like that anyway.
Alright, stop you being a cringy person. Tell me some stuff about E.T.
Well, do you know the plot?
Not necessarily. Just tell me about general stuff about it. Just a quick
general stuff about E.T. Well, E.T. What happens? Basically, an alien is ditched by accident. He finds a little suburban family. He tells them that he wants to phone his phone, and they go on a bike. They fly across the moon.
That's a great shot in it.
That is a good shot.
I've watched this since I was a kid, but that shot stuck in my mind.
That is the most iconic shot in film history.
Really?
The bike across the moon.
Oh my god!
It is, isn't it?
Well, you've put me on the spot now. I'm going to try and think of something that's more iconic.
Except for, I don't know, the Darth Vader saying "I'm your father" scene. I don't see another one being quite as iconic.
Jesus.
Because it's referenced in so many stuff.
Right.
It's just
Cool.
yeah.
You've really okay. Wow. What can I say
Why do you
after that?
disagree with me?
No, I don't disagree with you. I'm just shocked that you just came out like that. I mean, the stabbing scene in Psycho?
Yeah, but when I'm
And
talking about
another one, Planet of the Apes. You were saying the final shot of the Statue of Liberty.
but I'm talking all ages now.
All
Like,
ages.
all ages. Like, even like I'm sure 5-year-olds would see it and think, "Oh yeah, I've seen that before." So yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just gonna make sure. I mean, there's the thing from Home Alone where he slaps his cheeks.
Yeah, that's also another one.
I'd say it's Darth Vader, and then I'd honestly say E.T.'s second. I can't think of anything else.
Something like that, innit? Have you seen it, Tom?
E.T.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But
that was a while ago. Do you remember your favourite scene?
I don't really remember much about it. I just remember that the alien really creeped me out, so I didn't really like the film as a kid. And I've really revisited it. I think it's traumatic experiences, you know.
Yeah.
And
another Steven Spielberg traumatic experience.
Yeah, exactly. Not the one you think though. This is like the
No.
really nice family one.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, that shot is the only thing I can think about. I do need to re-see it though, because it is a critically acclaimed film. You know.
Yeah. Although I
mean,
do like it.
This could be a lot of you telling me about how good it is. So
well,
continue.
it's not wonderful.
Oh, just
it's
what
a
you
good
thought
family
of it.
film.
Yeah.
It's a good family film. And I felt, it definitely had a lot of heart in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and one thing I do is I hold a grudge against it because it was the reason that The Thing failed at the box office. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Didn't know you were a big fan of that.
I like it, and I respect the filmmaking, and I thought that The Thing was a much bigger feat than E.T. But just because E.T. related to kids, everyone was like, "Oh, E.T.'s number one." Not
The Thing's a brilliant film. I really like
it's a great film. But like, yeah.
Right. So, favorite scene, Iestyn?
Favorite scene? Probably when Drew Barrymore sees the alien the first time and she just screams in his face.
Yeah, I've seen that scene. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I remember that.
This is an interesting fact. There's a scene, right? You know when E.T. gets drunk?
I wouldn't remember that, actually. I'm sure you think I'd remember it.
He drinks a bunch of cans and he gets pissed, right? And he's walking around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right? Well, do you know how they actually filmed that?
How?
The alien was a suit in that scene. And Steven Spielberg went and hired a 12-year-old without any legs. And this 12-year-old without any legs just walked around the kitchen on his hands, dressed as E.T.
Oh my god.
Yeah. A legless 12-year-old.
That's
waddling
bonkers,
about a kitchen. Isn't that bonkers?
I like that. That's a good fact.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Although I think Spielberg did have quite a hatred towards the kids by the end, because he had to go at Drew Barrymore, which I'll remind you was like 5 or 6, because she kept forgetting her lines.
She was 5 or 6. Of course she's gonna forget her lines.
I know, and he just screamed at her.
Yeah.
Telling her
she would have been
6,
I think.
Yeah, just screamed at her. Turns out she had the flu, and she'd be trying to learn the lines with the flu. So he just apologised. Had a good one.
Turns out she had the flu. Well, that makes it all
had
fine
the flu.
then.
Yeah, she had the flu. She was ill.
Bless her.
Yeah.
Favorite performance?
E.T. No. I liked.
What about Ultrasound Man?
Henry Ultrasound Man.
Or Van Man?
Van Man.
Or Pretty Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Sorry.
Medical unit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of medical units.
Carry on.
Anyway. No. Henry Thomas was a beast.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was one of his first roles. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And he just
second
killed
feature
it.
film.
Yeah. He killed it. Because it was just so good, wasn't it? Because he just carried the film on his shoulders. He'd never made a
Probably
film
like 10
before.
years old, wasn't he?
Almost
9, 10.
Yeah, it was about 10.
Yeah.
And he just carried this film on his shoulders, and there was so much emotion in it. And it's rare to see adults putting so much passion into
Never mind children, yeah.
Never mind children, yeah.
So where does this rank in your favourite Spielberg films?
Oh, as much as I've complimented it, it's not very high. I'd say it's about me number 4. Or me number 3.
That's decently high. Is it going to be ahead of Raiders? Are you joking?
It's in front of Raiders, yeah.
What?
Still a 7.
Ah, all right.
But it's in front of Raiders.
Okay.
And yeah.
Well, why don't you like it as much then?
As much as...
Yeah, you said you've complimented it a lot, but why? What are the bad things about it?
Because I felt it was a bit slow.
Yeah.
Personally. And I feel like I'm not a fan of...
Christ, you just want explosions every second in all of your films.
Well, no. It's just... I'm not a fan of family films.
I find they could be really soppy if they're done poorly.
Oh, exactly. And I think it wasn't soppy, but it was borderline.
Yeah.
And I felt, it was, good acting and all, but like the mother in it, she got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. She got on my nerves.
Very interesting.
Just cry. Get over yourself, woman.
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
What I do like about Steven Spielberg a lot is that he is not scared to cast unknowns.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe not so much anymore, because all his films have bloody Tom Hanks or Mark Rylance in them. Or both.
Yeah.
Bridge of Spies. But casting all these kids was very brave. And we were speaking about Jaws as well. None of them were really well known.
No.
And casting Richard Dreyfuss in the lead role for Close Encounters, who had only really had Jaws and nothing else. I mean, he's not scared. Yeah. Well, wasn't scared.
Oh, no. I think he likes to look at new talent and think, right, he'd be good as that, and we'll cast him.
Harrison Ford's another one. He had a bit part in Apocalypse Now, didn't he? And then he moved on to Raiders, which is interesting.
Yeah, boy.
Another reason to think that maybe Raiders was slightly influenced by Apocalypse Now in some sort of backwards way.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying, that Harrison Ford was in Apocalypse Now.
Ah. So he looked at Harrison Ford and thought, hey, he's got some talent. Let's give him a Stetson and a whip.
Yeah, pretty much. Final thoughts on E.T. and a grade, please, sir.
I will say that E.T. is a good family film to watch with the family, but if you're going to watch on your own, don't expect too much excitement. And I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
I mean, from what I remember, I'd give it a 6 out of 10, but I don't think it's a very reliable rating, considering I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I hated it when I was a kid. So...
Valid.
I don't know. I think I've just raised it to a 6 just so I don't look like an idiot. But
fair enough.
I need to see it again, I think.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of film I don't see myself rewatching it once I've watched it once.
No.
In a hurry.
I watched it once and I've never thought. I'd like to watch that again.
Any last facts, or you're all out?
Yeah, matter of facts.
Oh,
It was just a kid with no legs. That's what got me. That was it. Still, I haven't got his name, which I feel like I should have.
kid with
I'll
no
get
legs.
his name. Kid with no legs in ET. I'll Google it. Right.
Oh, Jesus. How influential do you think E.T. is to the family film genre?
Oh, very influential.
Mm.
It's one of the original ones.
Yeah.
It is like a big part of how people structure family films these days.
Yeah. I agree.
He was called Matthew.
Matthew. Well, we'll
God bless you, Matthew.
dedicate this video to Matthew.
Yep, Matthew.
The now man with no legs. What a guy.
Man with no legs.
That was E.T. Yeah. Pretty cool.
That was E.T.
Yeah. Great. So, been through Jaws, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, Iestyn, we are now going to talk about 4 Jurassic Park films. Are you ready?
4 Jurassic Park films.
4.
4 of them.
4 of them. All 4.
All 4 at the same time.
Oh, no, not at the same time, but following each other.
Yeah.
So.
That's bonkers.
Jurassic Park 1. What do you think?
Jurassic Park 1. I'm a fan of Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
I think very much.
I mean, you can just end it there. Sorry, carry on. No.
Can we just put that as a clip, and that's the only clip? Just Jurassic Park.
No.
Bloody great.
No, right.
And then there
right.
we go. That's it.
What do you like about it?
Anyways, what I like about it, I think it's what it was. It was one of the first films I watched as a kid. Like, proper film now. I'm not talking Disney film. I'm not talking Finding Nemo. I'm talking proper film.
Live action.
And I loved dinosaurs. Right. Dinosaurs. I ate dinosaurs for breakfast. Right. I was like the Flintstones. Yeah. Right. And I saw this film and I was thinking, shit my pants. This is the greatest thing I have ever seen.
It's the big cheese, isn't it?
It is the big cheese. And it's just number 1 nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
What I wanted to say about this film is that when I watched it as a kid, I thought, bloody hell, there's so many dinosaurs everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was really scared of it. I revisited it about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
When I first started really getting into films again. Well, not I say again. This is one of the first films I watched to sort of get into the spirit of watching films as art rather than as films. I sound like a right knob.
Yeah.
But anyway, I watched this film and I
like
saw the visual effects and the acting. I mean, it's no Oscar stuff, but they play the characters perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough, Samuel L. Jackson, and Wayne Knight, I think, were perfect for their roles. Sam Neill was very good as well, and Laura Dern was pretty good. But I thought it was very well cast. And it was probably... Oh, this is really contentious, this, isn't it?
Right.
Best film from Spielberg of 1993, Jurassic Park or Schindler's List?
They came out the same year?
Yes. I've just looked at that and I've thought, what?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Do you think, in that case, Schindler's List took some Oscars from Jurassic Park? And maybe some of the limelight of it as a film sort of...
I can't believe they're the same age.
Yeah. Do you think that the fact they came out in the same year and Schindler's List was so highly regarded by critics, do you think that sort of was a hindrance to Jurassic Park?
No, because Jurassic Park wasn't really an Oscar bait movie. Meanwhile, Schindler's List was.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jurassic Park is good enough without the. It doesn't need Oscars to be a good film.
Yeah, that's
because
nice.
it's just regarded by the entire population as a great film.
Yeah, I agree. To go through this quickly, I've got some facts. Rich Attenborough's first acting role for 14 years. This was
14 years,
and he kills it. He's great. He's so great.
Oh, he's great in it. Yeah.
I'll
tell you what's not great in it though. The kids.
Oh Christ! Don't get me started.
Jesus Christ!
But they get worse as the Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park. As the Jurassic Park films go on, the kids get worse. Lost World.
Let's not talk about the somersaults.
Well, we'll have to in a minute. 15 minutes of actual dinosaur footage in the film. That's not a lot, mate.
That is not a lot.
Considering...
But regarding that the CGI was new at the time.
Yeah, that's true. It was
sort of understandable.
It's understandable, but it's not expected.
To think it was one of the first times they've used CGI in a film, it holds up.
Yeah, definitely.
Quite well.
This is a really funny story. Universal paid Michael Crichton $2 million for the rights to his novel before it was even published. Didn't even know that was allowed. But
that's mad.
That's how much faith they had in the story.
How could they have read it?
Maybe you just gave it to him.
That's bonkers, isn't it? They knew what it was all about.
Yeah. Who was your favourite actor in this, in terms of performance?
Actor? Oh, your boy Jeff.
Well,
life
finds a way.
He's great. He's such a weird guy.
And he's so charismatic in it. It's just great.
Oh, yeah. And he's just there, topless.
Yeah.
Bronzed.
Yeah.
Sweating.
Favourite scene?
It's got to be the T-Rex attack at the start. The first time the T-Rex turns up and he just goes down.
With the water
and he just roars.
Yeah, the water glass is trembling. That is up there with the E.T. shot, I'm telling you. Most iconic shot of all time. Is up there.
Oh, the glass. Glass, yeah.
Yeah.
Glass is. You know how they did that?
I do, because it's my fact, mate.
What's your fact?
The glass sitting on the dash, right? They shook it, right? Because they had a guitar string attached to the underside of the dash beneath the glass.
Yeah.
And they just played with it, and it go brrrr. and then yeah, exactly.
That's how it sounds. It just sounds like brrrr.
Yeah, exactly. It's great though. What a film! What a film! I think it is one of the great monster movies of all time. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. 9 Jeff Goldblums out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Moving on to the lesser sequel.
Sequels.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. Lost World is my favourite of the sequels. What the fuck? What happened? Oh, actually, Jurassic World's all right. But I just love Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. That seeing him again was just enough for me to sit through this film and tolerate it. What do you think of Lost World?
I think The Lost World is much slower.
Yeah,
it's a different film.
Yeah.
They try and do something,
but
different,
not in a. They tried to do an Aliens kind of thing, didn't they?
They tried, yeah. They did. They pulled an Aliens,
except it didn't work,
and it fucked up.
Yeah,
because it was just quite bad, wasn't it? I think they would over-reliant on the CGI.
I thought it was perfectly entertaining, and it wasn't offensive in any way. It was harmless. It was just,
but it shat on the first one. I felt.
I liked to see Richard Attenborough and Jeff Goldblum back. I didn't like to see the kids back. No. What I did love about Lost World though is the opening scene with the little girl. That is
haunting.
That is honestly, that was the Jurassic Park scene that scared me the most out of all the films when I was a kid.
That is quite scary.
That is so well done as well. I thought that was great.
Fair play.
But Pete Postlethwaite's great in it, as is Vince Vaughn in a smaller role.
Yeah.
But, right, Julianne Moore, this is probably one of her worst roles.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so annoying in this.
Oh.
And we've seen in stuff like, Boogie Nights and Magnolia, she's a great actress.
Although, I've got to say, I didn't like her in Magnolia.
I did. I thought she was pretty good. Children of Men she was in as well.
She was good in that. She was very good in that.
And of course, Crazy Stupid Love, the best film ever made.
Of course.
But yeah, this was a really bad role for her. But yeah, Jeff Goldblum steals the film easily.
Yeah,
and
easily.
the infamous film with us, really. The scene that we despise equally is the scene with the little girl doing her bloody gymnastics.
The bloody gymnastics.
Thinking she's bloody Olympic quality. Kicking a raptor in the face.
Yeah.
The raptors are meant to be the most cunning creatures. It was set up in the first film. They get outsmarted by a girl who does some gymnastics and flips.
I know. What was Steven thinking?
I mean, the thing with Steven, you say he's consistent, but he has blips.
Oh, he has blips.
Mainly
so when
sequels.
he has a blip, it's a big old blip as well.
I think mainly sequels, but then you also had Warhorse, which I really didn't like, and 1941, which we've spoken about both of them. But then I think the rest of his bad films are sequels of his objectively bad films.
Yeah. But then again, I don't think it's fair that we blame Steven. Because it's not him that writes it, no.
But he directed it and produced it.
Yeah. But, he had no control over the script, did he?
I mean, if the script's no good, you get someone else to write a new one.
I suppose.
Interestingly, Michael Crichton, who wrote the novel for Jurassic Park, wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park. But he didn't write the screenplay for The Lost World. That was David Cope?
I don't know.
Something.
Whatever he did, he couldn't cope with it. So.
That's a good one. Final thoughts on Lost World. Come on.
Lost World, 6 out of 10. Not as entertaining as the first one. Sort of shits on it, really. What's yours?
6 out of 10. I thought Jeff Goldblum gives a great performance again, but
I
mean, that's just without saying, really, isn't it? You expected that when you heard he was in it. And I liked that they brought him back straight away rather than Sam Neill, which I thought was a good move. I don't think they need to bring Sam Neill back, but they did. Jurassic Park 3. This is... I'm not saying it's the worst film of all time. I'm saying it's my least favourite film of all time.
I think Jurassic Park 3... What it was, Lost World shat on...
You don't seem very surprised that it's my least favourite film of all time.
No, I'm not, because it's awful. What it was, right? Jurassic Park was amazing. Lost World shat on Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3 somehow shat on a shit and made it worse.
Yeah. Literally.
Like,
honestly,
what were they thinking?
I'll go through the things that I hated in this film. Sorry.
Right? It just went downhill.
Yeah.
From when the Velociraptor looked dead into Sam Neill's eyes.
Oh, the dream.
When
Alan!
And turns out it was just William H. Macy.
Oh, God, yeah. What are they doing with the Paul Thomas Anderson actors?
I don't know.
They're just bringing them in this.
Better.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go through the things I hate in this film. Not mild dislike. Hate. Because I'm going to make the most of this. I don't think I'm ever going to talk about a film that I hate more than right now. So excuse me if I go on, but I really hate this film with everything inside me.
Right.
So, in Jurassic Park, Laura Dern does a good job. I'm not saying it's anything groundbreaking. She does a good job, right?
Right.
Lost World, Julianne Moore, it's not the worst performance ever, but it's bad for her standards.
Right.
Téa Leoni in Jurassic Park 3 is the worst thing I've ever seen. Literally, Sam Neill tells them, don't make a sound, you'll attract them, blah, 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 blah. They get off the plane, she gets her fucking megaphone out and starts screaming, Eric! It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Why would Sam Neill...
their child Eric?
Why would Sam Neill just stand there and let her do it? And she keeps doing it! He tells her not to, and then she keeps doing it. She keeps fucking doing it. But, right...
Entire film.
As much as I hated this film, I can't blame Spielberg because he didn't direct this. He knew that this was going to be bad. He stepped away after The Lost World, and he gave it to someone else.
Joe Johnston.
Yeah. But,
Have you ever heard of Joe Johnston?
No, I haven't. There's good reason for it.
No.
I'm going to go on about...
No one ever has.
Tay Leone is the worst thing about this film, by far. I was hoping for her to die. I've never had that with a Jurassic Park character. Hoping for them to die. That's how bad it was. Praying, all right? And then there's Billy. Billy Brennan, played by Alessandro Nivola. If only his character was as interesting as his name. Jesus Christ. Billy Brennan is one of the most boring, bog-standard Jurassic Park characters ever. He has the dumbest sacrifice ever. And then you find out at the end that he's still alive. And it's not...
What is his sacrifice again?
I don't remember, but it's in the pterodactyl cages. And he grabs onto one of them to stop him from getting someone or something. And then he's taken off into the mist. But then he's just there at the end in a hospital like thing. And it's not explained. He's just there. It doesn't make any sense.
He's just found him on the cliff edge.
Yeah. Speaking of the end, right? Oh my god. Talking about writing yourself into a hole. They reach the end of the jungle. They run onto the beach and the military show up. The Navy just come out of the water.
They just appear.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
And it's just, wait, look at that. They come to destroy the island.
William H. Macy, mate, what are you doing to yourself?
God,
I hope he got paid well. I hope he got paid well.
Oh, he better have paid well.
Because if he didn't get paid well, then he's just an idiot.
He's just yeah.
Him in this film, it was sad to watch. Because
it's tragic.
When I was a kid, I loved this film. This is probably my favourite Jurassic Park film as a kid, not going to lie. Because I didn't really understand character and stuff like that. I just thought the Spinosaurus was bloody cool. And
do you know what? I felt the exact same way.
And the 10 seconds we got of Spinosaurus versus T-Rex was amazing when I was a kid. But they put it in the trailer. The whole fight was put in the trailer. How bonkers is that? But
it's just
the one thing, right, that bugs me about this film.
Right.
Well, there's two main things. You know how The Lost World shat on the raptors, right?
Right.
Jurassic Park 3. It's like it tries to use the spray water things, tap things. What do you call them?
Oh yeah. Sprinklers. Yeah.
Sprinkler. Yeah, it uses a sprinkler to try and clean the shit, but the shit just goes spluttering all over the walls. That's what happened.
Yeah.
The force of the sprinkler made things much, much worse. Because they tried to do that thing with that shell at the end, and then he makes the raptor noise, and they're stupid enough to think that he's a raptor.
Oh, I know. Well, they're on the plane.
On the plane? What are you on about?
Oh, I know what you're on about.
Yeah, in the jungle at the end.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I hate the kid in it as well, Eric. He's so bad. Like, Sam Neill just stumbles across him, and then he's just like this absolute asshole. And you're meant to be like, oh yeah, they found him, but you're not, because he's a prick. No, that's the thing about this film. None of the characters are likable.
No.
Billy is just a boring Billy. William H. Macy and Tay Leone are annoying and selfish, and it's all their fault that any of this happens.
Yeah.
And Sam Neill's an idiot for going out on the island. And that is the thing that annoyed me most about this film. They ruined Alan Grant. What
also annoys me is the fact that the two parents just tranquilise Sam Neill and and drag him onto the plane, and they just say, "You have to help us now. You are the Bobby number 1 or whatever," and you're just like,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah."
Like,
I liked one scene in this film. One scene. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite. The original is one of my favorite films. The
silver lining of Jurassic Park 3.
It is. You know the scene where they're being surrounded by the Spinosaurus and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the water's coming up wherever they are. Is it on a boat or something?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a boat, or it's like a shipwreck or something. Then Sam Neill phones home.
Yeah.
And his little boy is watching Barney the dinosaur.
Oh Christ!
And the phone's just ringing.
Yeah.
And then the little boy answers the phone. I thought that was really funny and really cute and cool. Mirroring. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the film is just it's pants. It's literally pants. I mean,
it's just
if anyone offered me the Blu-ray of Jurassic Park 3 for free, I'd pay them £5 to never offer it to me again.
Joe, I just take it and just put it through a shredder.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to touch it. I just want it. I don't want it even mentioned to me again after today.
After today, we will never discuss Jurassic Park 3 again.
Never.
Ever.
Please.
Never.
It's too painful. Sorry, I've had a big rant. What do you think of Jurassic Park 3?
It's just bad, isn't it?
Have I covered everything that you thought about it, really?
Really, yeah. You've sort of just said everything that was in my head.
What are you
I've got to say that the Spinosaurus was cool.
Yeah. What are you going to give it out of 10?
Probably a 4.
I'm giving it a 1. I can't give it higher than a 1 because it insults me so much that I can't give it higher than a 1. It doesn't even have any, so bad that it's good values. It's just offensive.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my rant for the year.
Great.
And finally, released in 2015 by Colin Trevorrow, Jurassic World. This one's really weird for me.
It was an improvement.
Yeah, I think it's the best of the sequels.
Oh, yeah. But it's just... I think it tried to recapture the magic of the first one, but it just didn't work.
I think some bits where they were trying to recapture it work really well.
Yeah.
And some other bits don't. One thing I think worked really well, you know the shot where the two kids have just got there, right? And the little one, the older one's saying, and you hear the Jurassic Park music start, and you're like, oh yes, this is what I came here for. And the older one says, oh no, we need to go and see Aunt Claire or whatever. And the other one goes, no, I want to go now. And he opens the door, and then the camera goes out of the door, and it's and I was like, oh, cool. That moment, I get goosebumps every time. It's so well done. I think, it's so great.
It's pretty cool.
And I thought this is a big topic to cover, but what do you think about the raptor training in the film?
I don't know. You can. I doubt you could do that. I doubt you could just stand there and put your hands out and stop him.
Then again, I doubt you could be within 2 centimeters of a raptor and it just going, and you with your hand over another person's mouth to stop them from screaming and not get eaten. I think the realms of possibility aren't exactly relevant in the Jurassic Park universe at this point.
But I just feel like...
Do you think it was a step too far?
It was a bit, because I can't control my cat.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So how do you expect me to believe that you just controlled a fucking raptor?
Yeah, I get what you mean, 100%. What do you think of performances? Because none of the original cast, apart from Dr. Wu, are in this.
I don't know. There was nothing. I felt the film was nothing special. I thought it was a way for people. It was just a money-making scheme, basically, to make a modern Jurassic Park, a bit like doing the Star Wars prequels,
Right.
and I feel like they didn't need it. It wasn't a necessary story that needed to be told. No one really cared.
Yeah.
But they did it, and it made money, and that's it really. There's nothing more about it. It's not that special really of a film.
No. I thought none of the performances were bad.
No.
But I don't think any of them really stood out. Chris Pratt was just playing Chris Pratt, which I like, but I don't think it fit well in this universe, to be honest.
No.
Bryce Dallas Howard, I think, was probably the best, maybe?
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty good. Probably the best female we've had since Laura Dern, which is good.
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio was alright, I guess.
Yeah.
But really, yeah, it's just a bit... I think it deserves a 7 out of 10, just because it brought... There were some moments where I thought, yes, this is it. I love the end thing with the sea monster getting it as well.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was cool. That was such a Jurassic Park moment. I love it. But yeah, what are you going to give it out of 10? I gave it 7.
I'd give it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an improvement. It gets me not excited, but at least optimistic, I guess, for the second Jurassic World film. Even though that looks just like a CGI fest. Yeah,
it just looks a bit...
Something's off, isn't there? There's not really the magic.
There's something off.
Yeah.
And it's just a volcano scene that kind of gets me in the trailer.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm thinking, hang on.
Oh boy.
What?
Yeah, well, we now talked about all the Jurassic Park films too. We made some decent progress.
Yes.
So, there's only a few more films we need to go through. Only briefly, though. I don't think we need much detail for these. Because, personally, one of these films is Jurassic Park 3 levels of terrible, and one of these films is massively overrated, and one of these films is okay. You know?
Right.
Temple of Doom. What do you think of Temple of Doom?
I think it's definitely the Lost World of the Indiana Jones.
Right, okay.
Series.
Wow.
Because I felt like it tried to do something. It tried to be better than the first one. Well, it tried to sort of recapture the magic.
Yeah.
And no, actually, I'm going to rephrase. It's not the Lost World. It's the Jurassic World of the Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
It's not offensive,
it
but it's
tries to
nothing new.
recapture it.
Yeah.
There's something new, but I just feel like the little Asian kid gets on your nerves. The girl gets on your nerves.
Yeah, exactly what I was
and
going to
the
say.
whole... And it's just a bit... I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. And it's... Although I'm not a colossal fan of the first one either, so... I wasn't looking someone who was looking forward to watching the second one, but I did anyways, and it was alright.
Yeah, it was alright. I think there are some really cool scenes in it, like the scene where he pulls the heart out of that guy, Marlon Ramdas. That's cool. That also really scared me as a kid.
Yeah.
And the scene on the rope bridge, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And again, obviously, it's an Indiana Jones film. You can't really go in it and think, "Oh, this needs to be the best film I've ever seen, or else I'll be dissatisfied." It just needs to be fun, doesn't it? That's really what it is. And
just
interestingly, I didn't know this. This is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I know, right?
That's bonkers, isn't it?
But I think that's the problem with it, because it ruins the continuity.
Yeah, it does. It does. Overall, I'd say it's 7 out of 10. It's all right. It's good, but it's nothing. It's nothing groundbreaking.
I've got to say though, I thoroughly enjoyed Last Crusade.
You need to give Temple of Doom a rating, mate. You didn't give it a rating.
It's a 5.
A 5. Oh,
it's a 5.
Ouch. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. I know a lot of people don't like it.
Last Crusade is just as good as the first one, though.
A lot of people argue that it's better. I was going to ask you if you thought that it was as good.
I think I don't know. Sean Connery was amazing in it.
He
and
was
I
perfect
thought
as Harrison Ford's dad, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. I genuinely think it might be better, just because I felt there was much more heart in it. I felt
there was a good dynamic, and John Rhys Davies came back,
Yeah.
didn't he? Which I liked.
Yeah.
He was a nice character,
And it's just
and I liked the
oh,
sort
it's
of
such a
prologue bit
great-
with young Indiana Jones just fucking
Yeah,
about.
and how he gets the
Yeah.
whip.
Yeah, that
That's
was cool.
great. That's really cool.
And also, I've told you about this before, I know, but I had a massive crush on the woman in it, Elsa. Was it Elsa?
Oh
Blonde
yeah,
woman. Yeah.
yeah.
God, yeah, she was marvelous.
Yes.
Um,
no, I wouldn't choose that word to describe her, but
I mean,
yeah,
I don't even know if she was a great actor because wasn't really paying attention to that. Anyway,
oh wow.
No. I'm joking. I thought the
Yeah.
character was really cool with all the
Yeah.
betrayals and stuff, but it wasn't very well acted, to be honest.
No.
I think what this film lacked was the villain. Because Belloc and Tot in Raiders and Mola Ram in Temple of Doom are amazing. But this one, it's a bit...
It's just a single Nazi, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a Nazi
I
on
just
his
love
own.
I just love the sidecar
For the
bits
Holy Grail.
with Indy and his dad. They're so great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so many Lego sets made from that. It's just brilliant. That's probably one of my fondest memories of Indiana Jones, the Lego sets. Honestly.
Yeah.
I used to have most of them.
From what we've discussed,
I even
that's what you've really enjoyed.
Yeah, I even had the fucking Crystal Skull ones. That says a lot. So what are your overall thoughts of it? What really impressed you? And then give it a grade.
Wait, what my favourite is?
No, of Crusade. Give me an overall thing of Crusade.
Oh, I'd give it a 7. I thought it put a new dynamic into it. And I felt they did it really well.
Yeah.
And I felt they sort of, I don't know, it was on the same level. I think the family dynamic makes up for the lack of
a villain. Yeah.
And that's why I give it a 7.
I did like the whole thing with the Holy Grail at the end. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, my favourite of the Indiana Jones franchise, with your boy Shia LaBeouf, or as I like to call him, Shay the Beef. I mean, mate, John Hurt is in this film.
They dragged John Hurt into this.
He plays a really mad old man, I remember as well.
What is this film?
This film's terrible. This film is really bad.
I thought they should have just kept it as fantasy.
Yeah.
But no. Oh, look at that. An UFO.
Yeah. I mean, Kate Blanchett is really bad in this film.
Oh my god, I've genuinely just realised that is Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. She's really bad. But, right, the fact that the two characters that annoy me the most were Shia LaBeouf's character, because it's Shia LaBeouf and he's an idiot. And he's meant to be cool, but he's Shia LaBeouf and he can't act. So he just came across as an idiot. And his name's Mutt.
Yeah.
His name's Mutt. All right.
Mutt.
And Ray Winston, right? He plays Mac.
Yeah.
Ray Winston, I think he's pretty cool in real life. And he was alright in The Departed. American Action was dodgy, but he was pretty cool. But in this film, it doesn't make any sense. He just keeps betraying everyone and then not betraying them, and then there's an obvious betrayal at the end, and it's like, ooh, betrayal. And
he's just
you expect me to be shocked.
And he just dies.
But John Hurt, man, why did he have to be in this? I actually thought this was going to be good because they were bringing back Karen Allen from Raiders.
But then they get married at the end.
Yeah, stupid.
Why?
Stupid.
It's an empty church.
Yeah, especially because Indiana Jones had like 3 different women since Raiders of the Lost Ark. So stupid. That's just... This film isn't as insulting as Jurassic Park 3, but it's just as stupid.
No. It's just... Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something I liked. It's pretty hard. That opening bit with the fridge as well. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And the CGI gopher.
Mate. This came out in the same year as The Dark Knight. And it's got CGI that bad.
Just embarrassing.
I don't know how to comprehend that. This came out the year before Moon.
Yeah.
2 years before Inception. And it's got CGI so bad. The green screen in the chase scenes.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, it's like a bloody piss take.
It's like Incredible Bulk, isn't
it? Not quite, but
no,
I get the picture, fine. Yeah. It's like Love on a Leash.
Love on a Leash, yeah.
Overall, I feel like, although it is really stupid, I think it's got a lot more so bad it's good qualities than some other sequels, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Some other really bad sequels. I feel like I can get a few laughs out of Shia LaBeouf being Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
But I just don't believe that he's bloody Indiana Jones's fucking son or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I think. What do you think? Any last thoughts?
I think it's just a bit crap in it, and there's.
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10 because it's ironically funny.
Yeah, that's sort of. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, I can't believe we've ended with that. You know.
Yeah. You know.
If you got this far, well done. I wouldn't have. You know.
I can't believe that's how it ended. It's quite a depressing ending, isn't
it? It's poignant, Iestyn, not depressing.
It's just poignant. It's poignant.
Next week on this podcast, we will be talking about Quentin Tarantino. How exciting. Are you excited?
I didn't know about it, but now I do know about it. I'm pretty excited.
It was going to be Duncan Jones, but Mutes had terrible reviews, so now it's Quentin Tarantino. There you go.
Brilliant. Excuses.
I think Spielberg, mate. Last thoughts on the man.
I think he's great.
He's had a few blips.
He's had a few blips. He's had a lot of blips. But I'm hoping that Ready Player One will be enough for him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like The Post. It seems really boring.
Yeah.
But you know, stuff like the BFG and Warhorse. Yeah, it's just not great. We would probably do a part 2 to this video, right? To do.
We might do. Yeah, we might do Schindler's List and
Catch Me Can, Minority Report, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 4 we do in detail. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Lincoln. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Thanks for joining me, Iestyn.
Yeah. Any time, Tom.
We'll do it. We'll do it again sometime.
We'll do it.
I mean, we've still got people like Scorsese, Coppola, Kubrick, the Coen brothers, Fincher, Paul Thomas Anderson, Hitchcock, Wes Anderson, your favourite director.
Number 1 Wes Anderson fan right here, boys.
Is he your favourite? Would you go that far?
He is my favourite.
Ooh.
I love him.
I bet you're excited for that.
I would
Chris
marry
Nolan,
him.
Shyamalan, Polanski, Ridley Scott, David Lynch. So many people. Michael Bay.
So many people to
Michael
go through.
Bay, mate.
Michael Bay.
Say no more. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the other side.